I got all this extra glare. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, now I gotta find.
Y'all find Toy.
Find us.
Right.
Welcome
Yay.
everybody. I've
y'all,
got to find you on Facebook or find our thing. So one
Oh, there
moment,
we go.
please.
I found it. I found it.
Ooh.
You okay, sis?
Always coming in here.
Hold
You
your
made me.
hands up.
Now you made me cough.
Hold your
Going
hands
Coughing is
up.
contagious.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
We can't have nothing else contagious this year, okay?
Correct. Coughing virtual, I guess, is contagious, huh?
Right.
Here we go. 1 second. Just gonna share this. Start a watch party.
Let's do it. Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's contagious.
Right. Get you. Come on. No, y'all.
We have to wear a mask on this call?
Yeah. I'm about to go. And it's in my car. The one I got with like my website on it. It's like right across my mouth. It's in my car though.
Oh, my brother sent me one that was from Renaissance. The Phoenix. It was beautiful.
Oh,
thank you. Shout out to my brother.
Okay, that's.
She has no comment. That's really what that means.
It's not, I'm just trying to be nice because. Hi, I've missed you guys. Like, because I can't hop on a Thursdays like I want to. I miss talking with you guys. I miss my audience. Like, I miss the engagement, the interaction. Like, if you guys miss me, comment below. And then I need Toy to do me a favor. Like, I need you to click on the thing. And I need you to put your YouTube channel on one of the banners so people can catch the recording on YouTube, on our chat, on our page, on our individual pages. Because if y'all ain't on the live, you ain't got to miss it. We got a couple places where you can catch the recording.
That is true.
Very good.
Yeah, we want to keep you in the loop.
So that's right. So join us every Tuesday and Thursday. And when Chrissy makes her cameo appearances on Tuesday, we're so graced with her presence.
Listen, I was like coming on giggling.
Yeah. Well, today I'm Monda, and we've got Toy, Chrissy, and Shay.
Yeah.
We're the Women of Enrichment for our Tuesday, Thursday chat about various topics. And today I thought it would be good to talk about how to keep winning. I was thinking today, and I have a book. I was going to write a note to somebody, and then I pulled out this book in my nightstand, and it's my book of my list of wins. And I kind of started it, I think, last year. And I was putting like small things, like today I went to the Crumble Cookie. I shouldn't have been there, but I went to the Crumble Cookie, this real nice cookie place, and I got a free cookie. But not only did I get a free cookie, I got another free cookie because I'm just, a nice loyal customer. So to me, that's a win. I didn't have to pay for anything. And another one would be like, oh, I marked up the chart and my trade took profit. I did it on my own. I analyzed the trade and it took profit. Those are the type of things that people were like, you can forget sometimes if things don't go your way. But when you kind of keep a record of your wins, big or small, then you start to realize I'm making progress in life and in my journey on life. So we want to talk about winning. So I have a number of attributes that I feel like winners possess. And then we're going to talk about, how you relate to those attributes and what does winning mean to you. So first question up, do you all consider yourself winners?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen.
Okay, that was a resounding yes.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Right.
Now I say that and everyone says yes. What is the first thing that came to mind when you said I'm a winner? What's the first?
I retired. I won.
Yes.
Like that's my biggest win. I've always wanted to retire.
Yes.
That's a real win.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a real win.
Right.
Mhm.
That is a real win.
I know a lot of people want to do that. I won, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, I'm alive. I'm winning.
Yes.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
alive. I can smile through it. I'm winning. So,
Yes. You are alive and well.
amen.
Right.
That is awesome. What about you, Toy?
I'm with Shay on the, every day we're winning because we wake up. So every day you have to acknowledge the small things, because it'll break, the bigger things will come, right? When you acknowledge the small things. So yeah, like every little win, like Monda was saying, you even if you when you mark up your chart and you see something, you have an aha moment, like that can set the whole tone for the day, and you have a winning attitude for the whole tone for the day for one little small thing. Or when you write down the things in your journal or your agenda, your to-do list, and you actually do them.
Right. Not like that's a big victory.
Yeah,
I made a list.
True.
I checked off everything on the list. I won today.
Yes.
It's true. I think that's really good. I think sometimes people can look at people, it could be near or far, and they think like, oh, they're winning, like they've achieved this big whatever. I mean, and then they look at themselves and like, well, I'm just beginning, so I'm not a winner. But everybody is a winner. I mean, and sometimes if you don't consistently say, like if you're starting trading, you're not going to be an expert trader the next day you start trading.
Right.
But if you say, oh man, I understand how to do a trend line, that's a good thing. Like, you've made some type of progress. And I think sometimes people they look at the all-star and then they look at themselves and they're comparing. And that's the way that you become discontent, is if you compare, so I mean, I think that everybody suffers from that sometimes. It's nothing wrong with striving and wanting to be better, but you gotta temper it. You gotta start where you are and get your plan so that you can say, all right, I made a trend line. All right, tomorrow I will, and that's what I like about like I Am Academy, because we're step by step, trend line. Then we learn different things, but everybody has different strategies, so that's what I like. Okay, so what are some attributes of winners? So I have the attributes are one of them is that they're determined. So would you say that you have been determined in your trading journey, and are there times that you felt like maybe giving up?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's an everyday struggle. I mean, there's days and you just keep going and going and going, and you're winning and you're feeling good about it. And then there's days it's just like, I'm not in the mood for that today. And to get to the other side, and when you get to the other side, that's the part of the win. The win only really happens after you've either failed or not know something. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? The win is not a win unless the failure came first, or the not having or not knowing happened first. And then you get to the point where like, I didn't know this, and now I got to this side and I know it. I won. Say like the same thing with trading. Like I came in, knew nothing. The winning part is now that I know what pips are. I know how to do my trend lines. I know what fibs are. At first, I remember the first time I went to see Christopher Terry, and he was like, fibs. And I kept looking at LaToya like, what the heck is a fib? Like, what are you talking about? And now it's like, the next, like we'll be throwing the fibs on it. Like, so that's the win. So yeah, that's my take on it.
That's good. What does it mean to be determined for you, Toy?
Determination. Wow. So, like Chrissy, I don't consider myself retired. I consider myself, self-employed. I can do what I want to. Because I work just as hard now for myself than I did when I worked for the man. So, but with that being said, being determined to not have to go back to a place that I hate. That's my own personal experience. I'm not one of those people that say, quit your job. No, some people, doctors, lawyers, nurses, like, I need y'all to do y'all job. You a CPA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we need y'all, especially if you're in the brown and African American community. Like, we need y'all. So I'm not one of those people to be telling everybody to quit their job. But for me, it didn't work. Like, it just didn't. I gave it a solid 10 years. I really tried. I really, really tried. And so the determination was like, do or die. I have to figure this out. I have to make this work because I cannot go back. The going backwards was like literally making me physically sick. Like, it was awful. It was just awful. My experience for me was bad. So, and then like being determined to learn a certain way to trade. Within iMastery Academy, we are exposed to the Teacup strategy, ECC 11, but all kinds of things. And I wanted to understand the why and the how of trading. So when I had to open my mind and be determined that I'm going to understand what Fibonacci retracement is. I am going to understand what they say when they say, I'm determined to understand supply and demand zones. I'm determined to understand, market geometry. I'm determined to understand this. So it was days and nights on charts, all day, all night. It was understanding what correlations is, understanding what the fundamentals that are happening around the world and how they affect your charts. Just constant like determination that it was this or nothing else, in the sense of to get me out of what I was doing, in corporate America. So that's my long-winded answer. That that's why I was so determined.
That's good. And I think that there are people out there that may be listening to us, like they may have lost their job, or maybe they're in a job they don't like you were. I mean, and like you guys both were, and it was physically making you sick, but you feel trapped. And nobody has to be trapped. I mean,
right.
Nobody has to be. This is the time, even if you work a job that you love, this is the time for you to get another side hustle and work that side hustle till it becomes your full-time hustle. Because once you start trading, you're going to love it. You're going to love the freedom that you get. So Chrissy, what do you think about determination, and how are you determined to succeed?
I don't think people see the hours that are put in behind the scenes. Like, I am a single mom. I still had to participate and do stuff with my son, his after school activities that he wanted me to participate in with him. I still had to work 8 hours a day, still had to come home, check homework, cook dinner, and then hop on class sessions for 2 hours or longer, then do homework. Like, I was taking my laptop to work. Like, nobody realized for a year of me working, I was going to work so I could quit. Like, every day I walked in there, I would come back home like, I don't want to do that tomorrow. I'm about to do my homework every day for a year. Mm-hmm. Like, people don't realize how much work goes into the end goal, right? You have this big, beautiful plan, but how are you going to get to that plan? Are you going to keep that why are you doing what you're doing in front of you every single step of the way? Every time you fall on your face, is that the first thing you see when you get up, though?
Yeah.
Like, that level of determination is what people don't see.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it was for me. Like Toy said, I was physically ill, like bipolar, depressed, deep depression, losing my hair, crying at work, like on the phone with customers. It was horrible. And I
refuse to cry at work.
Oh no, like it was, I would be in my car.
They would go see me cry.
I would be in my car, just tears rolling. And I kept saying, I would rather fail at doing something different than continue to succeed at what I'm doing now.
Right.
Like,
yes. Yeah.
And I, like, successful in the company, like accolades, awards, and all of that stuff, don't care, didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to jeopardize my money while I'm here because bills have to be paid. But as soon as I can figure out a different way to pay these bills.
These bills? These bills,
right. Exactly.
Right.
So wait a minute. You made a good point. Like, determination kind of, you have to have a goal to be determined. So winners have a goal in mind. How did you establish that trading was going to be your means to your goal? And then how did you establish your goal? Just at all. How did you establish what gave you a goal? What is your goal? And then how did you establish that and get to trading being your means to a goal?
So me?
Yeah, anybody.
Oh, like just scrolling through Instagram, I seen Kurt, seen him on stage. I'm like, somebody I know from where I'm from is doing stuff that I have not done. When I talked to him and he told me what he was doing, I was like, and that's why you're on stage, because you're teaching people how to make money. And you didn't call me, like, so from then it was like he came over, he showed me what it was, and we put some of that on my stock portfolio. And then in a month I made $1,000 just off of what he showed me, which was like a freaking teardrop in the ocean of what he knows. But just that little bit and that impact that it made on my portfolio in such a short time, I was like, yep, I'm doing that.
So you got a return within 1 month on your investment.
Listen, no investment. Like, he just came over to show me the opportunity.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, so does it work like stocks? And he was like, sort of. I was like, okay, so show me here. And I pulled up like my stock portfolio on my TV, and I'm standing there and he on the computer. And I'm like, so I could do that on this and that on this and it work on there? Oh, okay.
Like so, like that.
Right.
Like that.
Right. Yep.
That's awesome. What about you, Toy? What about your goal? How did you develop your goal that drives you?
So I'll make it quick because it could be long if I give all the little details. But so like most of us, we all have like bright, bushy ideas. Like, let me go and get these degrees. I'm going to have me a great job. I'm going to, go up the corporate ladder. Well, when I was introduced to Forex, I was in that space. I had my office with the window. My name was on the door. I thought I had arrived, honey. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was great. And I was learning how to trade because, my mom is, she's instilled different things in me. And my mom always has several forms of income. That's why, she a little rich old lady right now. Don't tell nobody.
Right, don't tell people.
Like she good. So I've always taken cues from her to have other things going on, diversify. So I was like, okay, cool. But I was still liking my job. Nobody bothered. That job when you go to work when you want to, you get in there between 8:30 and 9:30. Nobody's saying anything to you. It was like great. It was really great. It was like literally around the corner from my house. I literally thought I had arrived. And then this little man that was of the Caucasian persuasion asked, could he call me colored? And I was like, wait, what is happening? This is 2017, 2016, something like that. I'm like, what is happening? So that was that. And then it was like, it just really evolved into like a very heated racial space. But I had to be there because if I wouldn't, I would have never been introduced to Forex because I was at a work convention where I seen Jewel Tankard present this opportunity to the people that were at this convention. So, God doesn't make any mistakes. And, they may have had to go together. So I would have listened to the opportunity because I was mad as hell that I was going through that in 2016, I think it was. So my motivation was to first use my degree, have a career, and do what everybody else does, right? Retire at a certain age and so forth and so on. But then like the world and people just kept messing with me, and I just couldn't take it no more. Like I just was so frustrated, and they fired me. I didn't even quit that job. I was sitting there taking them, just being super racist and outwardly racist. And I was just, I don't care as long as my check come, I don't care. And then they fired me. And with that shakeup of even if I'm docile and I ain't even tripping off y'all being racist and you still gonna fire me, that whole thing just changed my whole mental trajectory. I can never, this can never happen to me again. Because even when I tried, even when I was willing to, Chrissy drive home in the car crying, even when I was giving it all, y'all still had the unmitigated gall, the audacity to fire somebody, I was done. Yeah. So my motivation came out of necessity and anger. And you know, our mentor said you shouldn't do things in anger and so forth and so on, but I was pissed. And that helped me stay the course to get to the point that I am now.
That's
so
good.
You know, sometimes, you know, a little pissivity can get you where you need to go.
Fire you need up under you.
Yeah, that's what has kept me being a winner. It's like being a mental winner. You know, I don't win all my trades and so forth and so on, but like, I'm not going to give up. This is going to happen regardless. And I also felt like these people that I work for, they were not smarter than me at all. And that's why they didn't like me, because I was very intelligent. I was telling them how to run their business. And they was like, who is this little girl? I was the youngest person in there. I was the blackest person in there in every way. And it was just like a real systematic attack. And I was dumbfounded that I was going through that. So that would, like I said, sorry, my answer's long, but that would be my answer. That was my determination. That was what kept me going. I was mad.
That's good. I mean, and what, to your point, people think like you don't have to be perfect with trading. I remember we were on a session and Curtis Cobain was telling us about the risk to reward ratio and how you could, I think it was like 60%. You could win 60% of your trades and still be profitable as a trader. And even the experts don't win all of their trades. It's not, perfection is not the thing you strive for with trading. It is to the preservation of your money and the growing that. That's what you're striving for. You're compounding your account to where you want to go. So don't feel like you have to be an expert and perfect. That's not the goal, because the market is unpredictable. So Shay, let's hear about your determination story.
Well, my determination story came from being diagnosed. And that was, it didn't hit me then. It was when the bill came in. The part that no one kind of tells you, you know, they tell you you got cancer, and then they tell you what your treatment is. And then you just, you know, ride that wave and you go through the ups and downs of the emotions, and you never realize about the bill that comes after. Right. So, you know, they pump you with all these drugs and they tell you you're going to live and all that good stuff. But all that ching, 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 every conversation, every visit, there's a copay. Every visit, there's, you know, whatever the insurance is going to cover. And then later on, find out the insurance is not covering that. And through that journey, it was like, yikes. I mean, I had a great job. I was getting paid, still am getting paid very well. But it was also that, what if I couldn't go to work? What happens? And so you start to think, I need my money to make money. I don't need me to get up and make the money. I need to find a way to get my money to work for me. So it was just, you know, you sit and you not got time. You know, when you're getting chemo treatment, people don't know, you sit there for like half a day with an IV in your arm. So you got time to think, you know, and calculate and figure out and research. And so that's when I was like, there's got to be a better way. And it wasn't that I was thinking on, if this happens to me again, it was just like, I don't want this to happen to me again. But if it did, God forbid, I was prepared this time, because I had the luxury. I still have the great job, still have the same great boss. And it was like, he allowed me to do that, but I don't know what the plan is for the future. So I have to be prepared if there was a job that wasn't so flexible or a boss that wasn't so great and I couldn't go to work, then what? So then that's when I was like, okay, you got to do better. You got to do better. You got to go out and figure out what you need to do. And I started setting goals and figuring out, you know, researching on what we need to do. And then it was like, God has a way of showing up in your life. And he, you know, sometimes he whispers, and you just got to be very quiet and still to listen. And it was all of a sudden Forex was coming out of nowhere. Someone asked me, do you know what Forex is? I was like, what the heck is that? And, you know, somebody asked me, I'm a researcher. You ask me, I'm going to be like, Forex. It's not a scam. Because I was like, I don't know about it. It's a scam. That was my first answer. I've never heard of it. It must be a scam. And so, but I'm always like, it's a scam. Let me find out. And then it was like, okay, doesn't look like it's a scam. Research, the banks are doing it, and like, okay. And then it came around again. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna pay attention. And I had a conversation with Latoya. I was like, did you ever hear about Forex? We going back and forth. We don't know. I don't know. I ain't never heard about it. And then it was Jewel came on my Facebook Live. She came on Facebook Live, I think it was. And it was like, come learn about what the banks are doing, or turn your phone into an ATM. And I was like, okay, God, you keep sending me these little hints. And it was like, I think it was a Friday night. I heard she came on a Friday night, and the event was Saturday morning, and it was like, 55 minutes away. I got up and I went. I was like, all right, what do I got to lose? Let me drive. And I went over there, and I was like, okay, Latoya, we're doing this. We're doing this. I mean, what do we have to lose? We're going to learn something new, and it's something that we could put in our back pocket and kind of, learn the skill. And here we are. We've been here since. So, and it was a matter of setting, having the why and then setting the goals. And so one of the things that we did say was like, I want to learn to trade. I mean, there's the multi-level marketing part of it, or like building a team. And I was like, I want to focus on learning, and then I can work on building a team. So
that's good. That's really good. They say, and I've had family members that unfortunately have had, cancer and that type of thing. Thank God they've all made it through as well, like you. But one thing that people don't realize is how much it costs. And, that's just, I love what you said, because that's another reason for you to say, what if I can't work right now? I got a great boss, but I need to have some extra money coming in. And chemo is 4 hours a session. I could be making trades or put in a trade before I go and have that money be sitting there, and I've made my money when I'm coming out, Right. So people think like I'm facing this situation, but you don't have to go through that situation alone. You could be learning to trade and earning money while you're faced with cancer. Shay did it, and she's victorious, alive and well. That's awesome. So I'm so proud of you. I'm just so proud of you, Shay.
Thank you.
You are definitely a winner.
Thank you.
One thing that I wrote down that a winner does is they always remain teachable. So what would you guys say about that? Do you feel like to me, winners never feel like they've arrived? Like they may be good and they may be skilled, but they never feel like they arrived. You think about like Tiger Woods, he always has a coach. Michael Jordan, he's always got the coach. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's always listening. He knows his part. He knows that he needs to lead the team, and he may be pressing people. If you watch The Last Dance, he may be pressing people, but he listened to, his coach and everything like that. So what would you say about being teachable? And do you feel like you're the type of person that remains teachable?
Yeah, like I don't think we have a choice. As traders, the market doesn't give us the option to feel like we know it all.
Come on, somebody.
like
it'll humble you real quick.
Listen, baby, because when I was learning, I would call Kurt crying. Like, listen, I said I was gonna do this, but I need help today, because like the market itself, the market will, and then the self-development that we do, you will learn more about yourself.
It's true.
More about the stuff you didn't know or didn't want to know about yourself. And it keeps you on that level ground too. Like you stay level-headed because you don't have a choice. Because I just told you 10 things about yourself you ain't know. And I'm a book from 100 years ago. So there's that part.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very true. Very true. What about you, Shay Toy?
For me, I would say this: the smartest, most wealthy person that I consider a brother, a friend, like for real, is constantly learning, and he has a mentor. And then his mentor is probably one of the smartest, wealthiest men that he knows, and, family, and they have a mentor.
Right.
Our CEO is a billionaire, and he has a mentor. he has several different mentors.
Right.
You will be surprised, you know, one of these mega church pastors that y'all all love is our CEO's mentor. So, yes, I think that mentorship is a major key. You know, y'all, the DJ Khaled song, I think it's a very, very, very major key to success. And I think, and it's unfortunate that people don't seek mentorship. And even after they seek mentorship, they kind of sort of, you know, what's the word? They don't want to go through what the mentor is requesting of them, right? And that's unfortunate because this mentorship, it works. Like, it really does. All of us, we were mentored in the trading and the personal growth development area by Curtis Cobain Branch. I know that Monda, you have Dr. Stacia Pierce. Shay and I, we always talk about Jewel Tanker. You know, Chrissy, you talk about the Youngs, Tamara and Lawrence Young. So we all have had, you know, different mentors, but the mentor for me that poured into me and was expecting something very serious from me to pull out of me was Curtis. And when we got in the mastermind, I wasn't ready, but I was ready to do it, right? Like, I knew that it was a privilege to get in the brain of a millionaire. I knew that it was a privilege to be a friend, like have a friend, like a real friend as a millionaire. So the things that he asked me to do, I was like, bet, all right, I'll do it. And it's kind of like with the David E. Monetier shoulder massage thing, like, why are we doing this? It's not the shoulder massage thing. It's like, are you teachable and coachable? Right. Because wealth is, what did they say? Wealth, it has a formula. You just have to execute the formula. You don't have to rearrange the wheel. You don't have to rewrite anything. You just have to operate and function and be willing to accept the formula of whomever chooses you to, you know, allow them to, you know, to be their mentee. Because me and Shay, we thought the world of Curtis, and we had to work to get into the mastermind. It just wasn't handed to us. So if you on Kurt's team, get to work. Okay. So yeah, I'm so, you know, happy for you guys. But yeah, it was a privilege for us. We had to work for it. And then when we got in, we had to do more work. That's and right. it was cool. And we're all adult learners. One of the people, you know, that's in our mastermind, she could well be our grandmother. I mean, our mother, you know, she's old enough to be our mother and some of our grandmothers. And she's learning from Kurt. And she's humbled herself and like, yep, Kurt, I'm learning from you. So, yeah, teachable, coachable, that's literally the only way for growth. Like, period. It's very much so required. So, again, my long answer, but you know, I was filling up some space for Shay to come back and tell us her answer.
Of course, she walked away with what the question was. So,
I think that, you know, like you said, Toy, the worst thing people can do is have. I would think of the movie. Like, the worst thing you can have is wasted talent, and people think that they arrive too soon. They've arrived too soon, and then they end up trying to finesse and do their own way, which they don't understand all the fundamentals and all the variances enough to finesse it. And then, or they quit and then they're like, well, this didn't work. And it's only been a month or 2 months or 3 months. Or you got to commit to some time. And that's actually, right. I'm going to move on, Shay, because I think this is a good one. Winners are committed. So when you got into this, when you got into trading, did you say, I'm gonna do this for 1 month and then if it don't work, I'm gonna get out? What was your commitment like? What did you say to yourself? I'm committed to do this until. What was your until?
I was committed until I knew what the heck I was doing. I'm not leaving this program. I'm not leaving this educational platform until I figure this out. And the thing was, I already went in knowing it was an educational platform. So education doesn't happen overnight. You know, no one goes and says, I want to be a doctor and I'm giving it 2 weeks.
Right.
And if I can't cure cancer in 2 weeks, I'm not going to be a doctor anymore, or I'm not going to be a lawyer. You know, I'm going to go to law school, and they don't give me my first case in a month, I'm leaving. You know, so it was just like I knew it was going to take me as long as it took me. And I also came with the expectation that it wasn't going to be on anyone else's terms. It was going to be on my terms. I knew that my circumstance was different. It was going to be different from Toya's or Chrissy's or Wanda's. So therefore, if it takes me 6 years, then so be it. You know, and if it takes somebody 3 months, good for them, you know, but I knew that I was committed to it, that I was going to learn it. And then the joy of, for me personally, I love learning something, new. Like, who wants to be redundant and do something? I love the challenge. I love that I came in and it was just like, I can't wait till I figure out how to do a proper trend line. I can't wait. And, you know, and when that comes, it's like, I can't wait when I figure out fibs. So it was just like those little challenges, and, you know, you're going up with the challenges, HFX. So I can't wait till I figure HFX out. So it's just like that next level.
Come on, HFX.
So,
Yay.
you know what I'm saying? So to me, there is no end game in learning, period.
That's good.
So.
That's good. What else? Do you guys have anything to say about commitment?
Like, that was that I'd rather fail at something else than continue to succeed at what I'm doing now. Like, anything outside of my job that would make me income was a possibility. This is what I found, and this is what I was like, this is it. The end. Like, yeah, trading is not my end game because it's so many different strategies and different things that you can add on to trading and different levels to it. But this platform, like I Am Mastery Academy, is the be all end all for me. Mm-hmm. I will be here. Okay. You will catch me here.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
I say this, you know, I agree with you guys. Like, when it came to commitment, when Shay and I started, we started when it was, what was it? IML, right? It was like Coleco. So it wasn't like the first Coleco screen. We had upgraded just a smidge, but, again, we learned so much with our mentor. When I came in, I was operating from a mindset of scarcity, like, oh, we got to learn this before they take it away. Ain't no way they're going to have all these people learning how to get the bag like this. We got to learn this and hurry up before they take it away. That was my mindset. And now, almost 3 years later, I'm still learning. So they haven't taken it away. We still have access. And, you know, when I started, it was $5.3 trillion a day. Now we're up to $6.6 trillion a day. And you have to acknowledge that because this education is going from, you know, from Wall Street to Main Street, that us retail traders, I Am Mastery Academy, the different companies that are branching off and trying to do what we do, have increased the volume in this market substantially through this company. And I mean, the numbers don't lie. You can literally track and see what it was doing 3 years ago and what it's doing now. So that's an amazing thing. So the commitment part for me was, I got to get this before they take it away from me. And the continued commitment is, I have to get this independently because, you know, I don't know, you know, what's going to happen in 10 years or whatever. I don't want to be hooked on something and then it's taken away from me. So if I can do it independently and I don't need anybody to hold my hand and this, that, and the third, which hand holding is fine when you start, because that's cool, right? That's what we're here for. But I want to be able to do it independently. So that commitment to freedom, that commitment to just never feeling that small again, like I did at that job I was telling you about, that commitment to wanting to slap a hoe and I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's something about that that's just like, it has me so focused. So the commitment, the determination, all of that is, you know, balled up into one. Why you laughing, Chris? So, you know,
I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah.
That is good though. That is good. I think we all you gotta realize that you gotta be committed. So when you connect with us and you decide, hey, I'm ready to start trading, I'm ready to learn the skill, you gotta think about it's gonna take you a little bit of time. And you gotta be committed to learn it until. When is that until? Like Shay said, it's until. So it's not gonna be like 1 month, 3 months, 5 months. It's until you master this skill. And trust me, like Chrissy said, your investment, your output is going to outweigh your investment. So, when you put in the work, that's what's going to happen. So that is what's going to happen. I got one more, and then two more, and then we will keep going. So the next one is winners forget failure. They forget failure quickly, I would say. And what do you think about, can you give me an example of when you had to forget failure quickly and move on?
In the market, whenever you take an L.
Like,
you do. We big up our mentor. I'm telling you, it's so many quotes on the internet from our mentor. But it's like when you take an L, you have to think about it is that you paid for the data that you've collected that day.
You paid a lot.
Sometimes you pay a lot, as Chrissy would say. Sometimes you got to pay for, and my mother would say you have to pay for your learning. Right. So, when you paying for your learning.
Yeah.
That was our interlude music. That was
right.
What did your thing say, Chrissy? What does your thing say?
So this is my trading journal. We're supposed to write down like all of our entries and our analysis. And I can go back to this very specific page where I paid for some lessons, and it was because I didn't go back to the 4-hour time frame to review my analysis like I said I was going to. So there is half a page that says review 4-hour over and over and over next to like my analysis, because my trade would have been right.
Right.
I would not have lost money.
Yeah.
But because I did not stick to the little plan that I wrote down, and you, just like y'all said, you have to get out of that mindset because there is no emotion in trading, and you have to move on to the next setup because there will always be another trade. So don't dwell, right?
Yeah.
But that one, it hurt my heart. So I wrote it in the book a lot. So I'll never forget that one.
You won't forget it though. You learn, and now it makes you better.
And I go to the 4-hour time frame like I'm supposed to.
Shay, do you have any lessons that have taught you things?
Yeah. I mean, there's several I could talk about in trading. Like I can remember, and I will always forever remember my first trade that we took with Stevenson Lindor and the 200. I don't know what the challenge was, but I was probably a hot week old in Forex trading, and it was like $200 challenge. Turn it into, I can't remember, but it was a number that I was like, what? And I went in not knowing pips, not knowing stop loss, not knowing take profit, like nothing. I don't even think I even touched the academy at that time, right? It was just like I knew. And it was 2:00 in the morning. And Latoya and I was like, I don't think my account is supposed to be going down. It's supposed to be going up. And literally at 2:00 in the morning, I started sweating and I'm pressing buttons and we moving the stop loss in the wrong direction because I figured it ain't gonna catch my stop loss. I'm gonna keep moving it down until
your account is blown.
Was nearly blown, and I was like, I'm just gonna bow out gracefully with the L, and then to wake up the next morning and Stevenson Lindor was like, I made profit. I'm like, you told us where to go, and from there I learned that go learn something first. Stop just jumping on any little bandwagon and talking about some challenge. Okay, go figure out what you need to know. And then second of all, it was just like It is then the emotional part that you get attached to a trade, and it was just like I just gotta let that go. Just gotta let it go and start anew. So I'm telling you, trading, if it's not for the faint at heart, I tell you. But it shows you how strong you can be. It shows you how determined you can be. You find the new shade in every day. Every trade is like a new shade. You're so patient. Shay, you need to work on this. So it's fun. It's exciting. It really is exciting. So that was my takeaway.
That's good. That is really good. I think that what you said is good. You learn a lot about yourself when you trade. I mean, and to me, sometimes those lessons are exactly what we need to teach us the patience that we need, to teach us, to keep our fundamentals, like Chrissy said, because you can say you have a plan, but then for me, I need to work on patience. And that's why I said, I'm following my compound chart. I am gonna only enter into the trades where I know I'm supposed to enter. Is it my 50%, my 618? And when trades are given to me, let me look at it. Okay, why are you entering on the 382? That's a white. That's a white. So I don't unless it's gonna hit the 382 and make a higher high. Then if we're trending, then we'll do something like a market execution.
Right.
Then we'll do that, but. I'm just not about to enter on this trade. So you got to know yourself and you got to follow your own rules. So I think sometimes the lessons are good. The last thing that I would say is what kind of Shay touched on, and that is really believing in yourself. Winners believe in themselves. I think a lot about Michael Jordan, because he is just a great guy, great star, great athlete. And he is willing to take the last shot, So he's been, and if you think about it, he's missed, probably more than he made, but he made it when it was critical. And he was willing to do it and take that last shot because he believed in himself. I think when you start in this trading journey, you get to a point where you believe, then you have some lessons and you believe a little bit more and you're like, oh, I'm getting this. Okay. And then you start to believe in yourself. And then you get to the point where this is it. I can do this. And how does that make you feel when you came to that point when you're like, I can do this. I can do trading. And matter of fact, I can do it. I can tell others about it. And I can help now teach others about trading. So how does that make you feel? And what helped you get to that point? You can start with Chrissy.
So me getting to that point was okay, so I help Toy. Me and Toy we hop on calls, we'll do trade and we set up appointments. I help other people on the team, right? So I'm confident there. But what really, really gave me that, oh, I probably do got it moment was when Kurt asked me to help him call out trades for our team for our binary option session. So when we trade HFX, he handpicked 4 people to call trades on those sessions for the team. And I was like, oh, maybe I got it. Way more than I thought. Other people see I got it. People with bigger accounts. That gave me the extra confidence to be like, oh, so I'm doing right stuff. I got it. I can keep going this direction. My little baby steps is working. That helped, So that's that was my moment. And it's surprising because I love helping people. But when I got asked from my mentor to help him help people, it's like, oh.
Yeah, that's good because mentors can see stuff in you that you may not see in yourself yet.
Right.
And help you recognize it. Others people can see it, but you just don't see it in yourself.
Right.
But when your mentor sees in you, that gives you real good validation.
Right.
Walk in that.
Yeah.
And send them praise on in or send them all in. Send them on in.
Listen. Can't even say nothing. The secret.
It's all good. It's all good. We all learn. And Shay about to hit this HFX. She about to be winning too. I was undefeated stay in
I'm
HFX.
ready.
I
I'm
was excited.
excited.
I closed that laptop before I took an L.
No, listen, that's the thing too. Like you have to learn when to stop. You can be on
Yes.
a very good winning streak,
Yes.
but when you feel yourself get overly excited, you should
Yes.
probably just put down the mouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
It was the thing like, you've made 8%. Get out. Close the laptop. I press exit.
Yep. Because then you start making happy mistakes, then you turn happy sad.
Right.
Oh, Shay, what were you gonna say?
Hold on, I got a niece walking in here. Hold on.
No worries. Toy, what were you saying about what we were talking about? We were talking about believing in yourself.
You said what we talking about? What were we talking about?
I'm back. Little Rugrats, you know, they come in. They just want to be part of the show. Question about believing in yourself.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I've always believed in myself. I think my parents, especially my dad, really instilled in us like, it was one of those things like my parents are immigrants, right? And they come and they're like, my father's favorite line to us was, figure it out. This ain't my country. It ain't my language. I'm just borrowing it. And if I can figure it out, you sure as hell can. So it was always there in the back of my head, like, that's true. They came here in a country that they didn't know, didn't speak the language, bought a home. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, okay, so this is it's my language. It's my country. I'm going to figure out. So it's always that motivation and that drive and that confidence was always like, I don't think I'm stupid. You know what I'm saying? Think I'm fairly bright. I'm going to figure this out.
Right.
I got the same advantage. Well, some of us Black folks, we don't got the same advantages as others. But I do know that I can go get some resources and figure it out. And even if you give me just this much, I'm going to make this much turn into this much.
That's right.
So I don't need much of an encouragement. Like you guys know, I'll go to these events and I don't need to stand on the tables and scream out loud and get into the mood. Like I'm there for a purpose. Let's get it done. Let's go. And if I don't know, I know where to go find it.
Right.
So I'm not ashamed to ask for help. I'm not ashamed to figure it out. I'm not ashamed to know, if that's somebody's zhuzh, I'm going to go tap on that person's, shoulders and be like, can you help me? So I have the confidence of knowing when I don't know something.
Yeah.
Right.
And to ask for help.
Yeah.
Toy, any thoughts on believing in yourself and how trading will help you really believe in yourself?
Well, I agree with everything Shay and Chrissy, both of them said, wholeheartedly. You have to have a winner's mindset, right? You have to have that mindset that, you never lose. You either win or you grab a lesson. Like we talk about HFX all the time. One of our favorite HFX educators is Millie Mills. And, sometimes we're on her sessions and it may not go our way. She was like, so did we get a lesson? Who got a lesson? So it's like, and you learn from everything. Like we really don't take L's.
Right.
Like
right.
we just don't take L's. We either pay for data or we win.
Right.
Okay. That's
Period.
Yep. The market is always talking to us. We just have to learn enough to understand what it's saying.
Exactly.
So
That's it.
That's it. Well, I hope that everybody that was watching today realizes that they are winners. So get your little winner's journal out. You've got some wins behind your belt. And if you want to keep winning, then you need to connect with us so that you can learn how to win with trading. So we are just excited. We love trading. We love the fact that we have all learned together and we're celebrating each other and all of our wins. But just know that you can win too. So, if you want to win, join our teams, just connect with us and let's go all the way to the top.
Let's do this.
Yes. Anything anybody else want to say?
No,
that was it.
That was it.
Yeah. Great call, Monda.
Right.
Thanks. See you guys on Thursday.
Yeah, see you Thursday.
All right, guys. See ya.